Okay, so today we're going to hit some hot topics, and I'm going to do a few videos on maybe the five hot topics or the soft skills that employers are going to be looking for from 2020 and beyond. So this video is going to be about creativity, and we know that categorically this is the one that comes up all the time on soft skills. So it's a really important one to nail before you go in for interview. So creativity, what does it mean? It means that you can look at a problem and solve it in a unique way. Now, you can use your imagination, you can tackle that problem, that task, and find a unique way to solve it, to drive an outcome that is better than had you solved it, perhaps the normal way or the way that would be expected. So how do we demonstrate this for you before you go in for interview? So today I'm going to set you a challenge, maybe do it over the next week or two. Have a look or have a think about your experience, have a look at your CV, think about the problems that you encounter at work, whether it's a daily basis. This works across all functions. It doesn't matter what type of job you do. We all encounter problems and we have to find ways to solve them. Now, we can either go about the way that we have always done, or we can look more creatively to different ways of solving that problem for a better outcome. And I'll talk about what I mean by a better outcome shortly. So I'm going to challenge you to look at your CV, think about the problems that you come up with, whether it's on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, yearly in your career, in your profession, and write down the way either you've been creative in solving it and what outcome that drove, how you showed imagination and creativity around that problem, how complicated the problem was, and highlight the normal way or the expected way to possibly solve it, and the way that you showed through your imagination, your creativity, and to drive a better outcome. So you should be able to either identify it on your CV or know yourself and write down at least two or three examples of where you've shown that creative problem solving. Now, if you're struggling to do that, then what I would suggest you do to explore this area, because it is absolutely key soft skill for employers at the moment, and we know that through even the LinkedIn survey for 2020, is I would ask you to look at the problems that you do encounter, how you solve them, which perhaps you don't view as very creative, and could you add, more imagination to solving those problems, more creatively to drive a better outcome. Maybe you can solve them more quickly. Maybe you can solve them in a way that shows imagination and drives an outcome of better collaboration, or it obviously depends very much on the situation. So I would ask you to explore that topic and really cement two or three great examples of where you've been able to show great creativity. It's really important soft skill this year and beyond. It always makes it into the top 5, so it's a really important one to work on. I'm here to help if you do need, so please do reach out. And just to finish up, what I mean by the better outcome is that obviously you can solve problems through a way, a historic way of doing it, that drives a specific outcome. But if we can better that outcome, maybe we can reduce the timeline for that problem, or we can reduce the collateral damage, or whatever that outcome is. If we can drive a better outcome, then we've shown creativity through that way of using our imagination to solve that problem. And that's what this key soft skill is about. So I really would urge you to have a great think about your career, your experience, and your problem solving ability, and have two or three great examples for this soft skill.